Okay, real quick. Sabrina used 8 4/10 yards of fabric to make a tablecloth. The tablecloth cost $3.15 per yard, or the material cost $3.15 per yard. How much did the fabric cost for the tablecloth? Well, this should have been a clue right here. The fact that you have two decimal numbers, that it was not division. Okay, also it says how much did the fabric cost. Well, she had a total of 8 4/10 yards, and it says per yard. That means each. That means you should have multiplied 315 times 84. And then you go back in and put your decimals and you multiply. And nowhere have I ever lined up all my decimals when I multiplied. So those of you that were doing all that, you need to go back and check your work and see. Look at your notes. Nowhere did we do that. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. Tick, tack, oh. No decimal. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1 is 25. No decimal. 0, 6, 4, 6, 2. No decimal. Now I look at my problems. I had 3 1500ths and 8 4/10. 3 1500ths has 2 decimal places behind it. 8 4/10 has 1. That's 1, 2, 3 total decimal places in my factors, in my problem. That means in my answer, the product, I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3 places and place my decimal. 26.46. $26.46. Okay, number 4 was missed most often. It says a chef used 190 4/10 ounces of rice to make 14 equal batches of a rice recipe. How many ounces of rice were there in each batch? Equal batches. 14 equal batches. Those are key words that tell you that you're going to divide. So it should have been 190 4/10 divided by 14. You should have done a tic-tac-toe board, which I didn't see very many of. Okay. You should have done either the box method, or you should have done the standard algorithm. And to do the tic-tac-toe board, you should have added or counted or use your fingers. I don't care. But guys, these tic-tac-toe boards there's all my answers right there to 14 times anything. 1 through 9, right? 14 can't go into 1 because 1's too small, but it can go into 19 one time. Here's where most of you missed. You didn't line up your decimal. I mean, not your decimal, but your numbers. 14 will go into 50 3 times, which is 42. Bring down my 4. 14 will go into 84 6 times. Some of you had 1.36. Some of you had 136 with no decimal. You have to be careful and you have to line things up. You have to make sure you're lining up. Which expression shows the best estimate? Well, I'm not going to estimate 6 4400ths to be 5, am I? I'm not going to go down like that. 6 4400ths, 6 goes to the 4. The 4's not going to say go up to a 7. So that one's out. So it's between these two, right? Process of elimination. 6 4400ths. Again, it's not going to go backwards to a 3, is it? 4 goes to the 4. It says stay the same. 4 goes to the 5. The 5 says go up. 14.5. 5 goes to the 2. The 2 says stay the same. 17.5. Okay? You just had to look at it. You had to take a minute and look at the problem. Okay, this one was missed, and that kind of saddens me. Base 10 long represents 1 whole, which model represents 2 5/10 5 times. 2 5/10 times 5 means 5 different times. That means this number written 5 times. So if this is a whole, 1 whole, 2 wholes, 5/10. 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 1 whole, 2 whole, 5/10. So it told you this is a whole, which means half would be a half, which is 5/10. This is 2 and 5/10 written 5 times. These aren't even close to anything. This one is 2 and 5/10, but if you look at the way it's broken up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This is the only one, and the answer was G. This is the only one where you had 2 and 5/10 done 5 different times. Okay, the next one that was missed most was this Susie question, which was also on your review. If it takes her 17 6/10 miles to walk, 7 6/10 minutes to walk 1 mile, how long will it take to walk 3.5? 176 times 35. Again, you don't do anything with the decimal till you're finished. You put it in your problem. Yes, in this case, it happens to line up in the problem, but it will not line up in the answer. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus 3 is 38. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 3 is 8. Tick, tack, oh. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 1 is 22. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. 8 plus 8 is 16. 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 plus 1 is 6. Notice, no decimals in here. None. No decimal in my answer yet either. Now I'm going to look at my problem. 7 and 6/10 has 1 decimal. 3 and 5/10 has 1 decimal. So that's 2. So in my answer, I'm going to go over 2 places and place my decimal. So there's your answer. Okay. Number 11 was missed the most. This one, quotient means division, right? So knowing that you have a decimal and a whole number, that should have tipped you off how to write that problem. But we've also been talking about vocabulary very hard lately. And I said, dividend divided by the divisor. We've put it in our notes more than once. 17 and 42 hundredths divided by 26. Okay, kind of sad that that one was missed so much. All right, same with number 13 and 14. Well, look at this. It says 2 and 4/10. That means there's 2 and 4/10 shaded. And then how many groups is it in? That was a division problem. If it was a multiplication problem, it would have said 6/10 in one group 4 times. But that was not an option. So the fact that it told you they're all 2 and 4/10 to start with, you should have looked at how many groups. 2 and 4/10 is the whole picture. Remember I said when you're doing division, you got to look at the whole picture. The whole picture is 2 and 4/10. 4 groups. Number 14, which equation could be represented by this model? Well, that's 2/10. This is 3, 4, 5, 6/10. So that means it could be this, but that says division, right? So that's out. 60 and 20 are definitely out because they're whole numbers. So we've got 6/10 and 2/10. Oh, but that's an addition sign. So that's out. That leaves me only one option. And if I look at my answer, it says 12 hundredths. Well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's the darkest shaded part. That's where they overlap. Okay? This, guys, y'all just need to slow down. Take your time and work out your problems. Okay? Read the questions carefully because that's some of the biggest problem. Like number one, I'm going to go back a little bit. Brenda bought some bracelets for 5 of her friends. Each bracelet cost $4.32. What's the closest estimate? Closest estimate. Well, $4.32. Isn't that close to $4? She got it for 5 friends. Wouldn't it have been $20? This wasn't one of the most missed questions, but it was missed. Okay, just slow down and read the questions. Look at what it's asking you. Think about what you've been taught and what you've learned and what you've written in your journal, and slow down and do the work.